For the Record podcast, we in this thing. Visit the ROCKSTARR DJ on the check-in.
ROCKSTARR DJ Hugh Holler.
ROCKSTARR DJ K Player.
The ROCKSTARR DJ D Money.
As always, we got to start off this thing with asking about how y'all weeks was.
First off, my shit's way better because I got a microphone.
Hey, that's a good start.
Yeah, man.
We ain't sharing no more.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, happy to have my own mic. Thank you.
Shit, I'm happy to have mine too. This shit is great.
Well, shit, I just hung out, mind my own damn business. Try not to catch no DUIs, nothing out here in these streets. Shit, went down. I think I checked out Mizzy's spot. Shit was cool down there for was it the Urban Lounge?
Daytox.
Yeah, Daytox, man. I went and checked out the homie Kid Conrad down at his spot. Where the fuck is he at again? I don't know.
Bank, I think he was at.
Yeah, I think it was.
Or he was One Oak.
It was One Oak. I was down there in One Oak like this past Thursday, man. The shit was actually live, man.
Did they have somebody?
It wasn't even Thursday. I think it was actually a Wednesday.
Yeah,
I take it back. It was on a Wednesday. Yeah, I mean, it was super live. Now, they didn't have no type of celebrity guest appearances or nothing like that. I mean, it was just a random Wednesday where, I mean, typically out here, catchers were, all right, well, it's Wednesday. Let's go to Blue Martini, go hang out down there or whatever. I mean, it's typically like a ladies' night.
I think so.
Well, I think Wednesday is like the industry ladies' night all over the city, you know, so.
Well, I mean, everybody pick like a different day. Like it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is those. The clubs kind of rotate those industry nights.
Yeah.
I think Wednesday is starting to be pretty common because downtown there's a lot of fucking industry nights too. On Wednesday. So I don't know. You would think it would be different days for different places. That kind of makes sense. But on Wednesday is what they seem to be gravitating towards.
I mean, I don't know. It just seemed pretty random to me. But, yeah, shout out to Kid Conrad, man, because he got us all set up. I mean, I'm just chilling down there at the VIP. Next thing I know, he got a bottle coming. Mm-hmm. We topped that off, man. I mean, club is starting to pack up. And next thing I know, another bottle coming and shit. I was like, he doing way too much. You know? I was out there with the homies. I'm gonna let remain nameless for now. But they end up getting kicked out the club.
God damn.
Passing a quote-unquote e-stick around that came with a certain fragrance that the bouncers did not appreciate. So they were properly escorted out of the club.
Nothing worse than rolling with somebody that gets kicked out of the club. Like, it's always like a fail.
Man, I mean, I'm not mad at it because I was ready to go. You know my old ass. So I'm looking at the time. It's like damn near 1 o'clock.
They gave me an excuse to leave. But they kicking the homies out, so I guess I got to go.
Yes, I got to go. Man,
I would have stayed a whole while longer.
Yeah. It's hard to use the kids' excuse when it's that time in the morning and shit. Because normally I'd be like, hey, kids. I mean, shit gets you out of anything. But yeah, they
just wait till they get older. You know what I'm saying? I got a 9-year-old. Hey, son got school in the morning, man. You know what I'm saying? You get up out of here.
Yeah, like he out of town right now.
I'd be like, man, I gotta go handle the kids. And they be like,
Shout out to Kid Conrad for looking out on that. That's dope.
Sir. Who else? Anybody else do shit?
I mean, week was good. You know what I'm saying? Spots was cool. Classy Jewel Ladies Night, that was solid. Then I did Turmeric again down there Saturday downtown. It's a pretty cool look. So just a long weekend, a lot of grinding, a lot of working. Doubles at work. You know what I'm saying? It's just great, So it's good.
Hell yeah. I didn't do a damn thing. And that's about that.
You did.
You had some shit on Friday night.
You dry bar, right?
I mean, yeah, but that's I did my usual day job.
I thought you was covering me on some other shit.
Oh yeah, I did. Damn, that was this week. I thought that was last week already.
Damn,
so yeah, I did an elementary school dance.
You had any basketball players?
Shout out to Hugh being busy, and so I did that. It was a good look.
Any basketball players come through that you didn't know who they was again?
Nah.
Some guy with like curry chicken.
Right. So some light skinned dude. He was pretty tall.
A lot of people knew who he was.
Well, I had a great vacation from the radio this week.
Yes, you did.
To say nonetheless. I'm enjoying another week of that.
Speaking of which, what time are you supposed to go to work tonight?
Never.
Not at all. After I leave here, I get to go to sleep.
I mean, I would like to know so I can know.
Well, you got to be there at 1 o'clock.
Oh, okay.
Goddamn, that ain't got nothing to do with last week, do it?
No.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
But outside of that, the events were great.
It's all bad.
The events were great. Shout out to everybody pulled up to Daytox.
Nice.
EDC kicked everybody's ass this week, but it's all good. Still a good turnout. Everybody have fun. It actually set us up beautifully for trap karaoke over there at Classic Jewel. That thing went off.
Nice.
He was in there getting turned. Shout out to the older Caucasian ladies that came through and set it all the way off.
Hey yo. Older Caucasian ladies love black culture. Oh, one more thing, bro. Lee's liquor and wine tasting. Y'all shouldn't do that. Like that. That's just reckless.
I mean, liquor and wine don't sound like I should be taste testing a bunch of that anyway.
I mean, yeah. You just roll in, they give you a cup, and then not only that, this particular one was at the Thomas and Mack, so you already know how big that is, right? So the whole rotunda area is full of vendors, and then they have like this tequila lounge where like it's just full of different tequilas and other liquors and stuff, and you just give them your cup and they just pour you a sample. So
like, that's typically how wine tasting goes.
I mean, but not only that, like it was just insanely crazy. And I guess Mr. Lee got hella pulled because wasn't no cops around when it ended. You know what I'm saying? Because like it was just reckless.
Oh yeah.
It was just
a good place to stake out if they want to.
All bad in a good way. So
that's how like the 420 concert.
Yeah, basically.
I left early. Was like, yo,
don't want these problems.
as much smoke is in here, this don't make no sense. I feel like this is a setup for a bunch of people to get DUIs as they lead this.
Similar, okay.
Yeah.
I left quite early. I don't even smoke, but I'm like, look, y'all not even gonna catch me on the contact high. I'm all the way good.
Way, son.
But yeah, other than that, I mean, the week was great. Got another great week coming up. Shout out to everybody who will be in Vegas for Memorial Day weekend. Which I got lined up. I guess I'll throw it to that.
Pretty much same routine. So we got Ladies Night Friday, and then do Turmeric again Saturday right there. So we're gonna do the rooftop thing downtown, get that thing booming. And Sunday got the Beauty and the Beats thing over at Embassy. Yeah, so pretty much the whole weekend lined up.
What the hell is the Beauty and the Beast thing?
So basically, they just doing like a Memorial Day weekend party over there. You know what I'm saying? They taking care of the ladies, and then I'm spinning. So I'm just
still don't get the Beauty and the Beast part of it. But
I mean, you got the beauty, you got the pretty ladies, and you got the music. You know, that's pretty much
the music
Beauty
is
and the Beast.
Okay, got it. Oh, is it Beauty and the Beats?
And the Beats.
And the Beats. Oh,
And
I
the
thought you
Beats.
kept saying Beast. I'm
No.
Okay. That makes more sense. Okay.
Beauty and the Beats,
I'm
not
like-
the Beast.
I'm like,
That's a totally different podcast.
I'm like, what the hell is the Beauty and the Beast? I'm still not getting it.
That's a whole bunch of ugly niggas.
Yeah, that's a whole different
Invite all
podcast.
ugly niggas. Y'all half price this week. Y'all better get it.
We're gonna take care of y'all. Yeah, Beauty and the Beats. So it's gonna be a pretty crazy weekend again.
That's dope. KP, what you got lined up?
I got private events, man. So I got to do
Best
like
kind.
Man, for real. I like that private one.
well, one is just happens to be like an anniversary party, just Memorial Day weekend. So I got
Okay.
an anniversary party, and then I got one where they doing just like a bunch of line dancers and two steppers. They doing their event, and so I'm gonna be in there getting my 2-step on with a whole bunch of
Yo, don't
middle-aged black women.
don't cut off the song.
And we're gonna be
before-
oh no
play the
deal.
whole song.
No, I mean it's gonna be easy for me because I don't let the whole damn thing ride.
Say, line dance your heart out.
Yeah,
Hey.
Hell yeah.
Wait, don't try to DJ that one, man.
Oh no, yeah. Hey, you gotta do this. Hey, those are the best ones. What you gotta do is press play.
Yeah.
I want to hear this.
Right.
All right,
Yeah,
cool.
talk a little mess. It's gonna be a long weekend though. I got like 4-6 hour sets.
Nice.
They be wanting to hear them older songs too. You know those older songs be like 7 minutes long a piece.
Absolutely.
What happened to them?
Just let it ride.
Yeah, well I'm on it. I like anytime I get to play music I don't normally get to play. I have a good time. So
No, those do be fun sets.
Yeah, that's dope.
I'm gonna be on it, even though it's gonna be 6 hours, one of 4. So I'm sure by Monday I'm gonna be half dead. But rent will be paid though.
That's right.
Hey, shout out to
Rent,
that.
dude.
Hell yeah.
What you got, Hugh?
Shit, man. Fucking Memorial Day weekend came by quick. Then the motherfucking. I feel like this month just got started. You know, we already getting into Memorial
Kind
Day.
of
Yeah.
this year just got started. Like, wait.
Yeah, I mean, this is true.
As far as gigs, I ain't got no gigs lined up outside of like, my usual radio shit, and got some other things I'm working on right now, but I haven't gotten official word on it yet. So I mean, can't make nothing official until it's actually on paper.
True.
So
and you get to deposit.
Basically.
Yeah, for real.
Show me the paperwork.
That's
but,
right.
Yeah.
Show me the paper and the paperwork.
Absolutely. I got a few things lined up. Actually, I got like 5 events to be exact. So I got a graduation party Friday that leads into Davies live at the Hard Rock Cafe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I know what I'm doing.
Yes, I gotta go put that thing together, rock that thing out. Saturday, I got 3 events. So I got Day Talks over at Urban Lounge. We be back there doing our thing. Then we got Trap Soul Saturday, Trap Karaoke, Classic Jewel as always. So my normal 2 events, and then we also doing Uncle Luke at the Hard Rock Cafe, $5,000 twerk competition. So all my ladies out there, you know how to shake that thing.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm saying pull up. Those my events. I'm gonna chill on Sunday, hopefully. Sunday, Monday, hopefully. You never know.
Oh, you know
You
what
may get that
else?
last minute call.
Right.
Right. Right now.
Hey, Sunday Bingo is next Sunday. That's right, too. So that's going up for sure. Doubling up on Sunday.
Hey.
Exactly. So, I mean, shout out to everybody who will be in Vegas. Vegas is one of the premier spots for Memorial Day along with Miami. So, I expect the city to be crazy. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody.
They coming out, bro.
Oh, absolutely.
Already. Phone already been blowing up.
Absolutely. So we're going to talk about, speaking about the city, how it's going to be crazy. How y'all feel about these Golden Knights, man?
Hey.
Crazy.
Insane, bro.
History making.
I don't think anyone has ever done that in any sports franchise like across the globe, right? Like for a premier team to come out the gate and go all the way to like their version of the Super Bowl or in this case the Stanley Cup or NBA Finals or anything like that. Has any other team ever done that?
I think it was 2 hockey teams that actually went to the Stanley Cup Finals in their first year.
Yeah.
But I don't think neither one of them won it. So I mean, this basically we live in a real life 30 for 30 right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I would definitely stick around for that special.
Yeah.
But shout out to the Golden Knights, man. Going to the Stanley Cup Finals and everything. I'm kind of mad I didn't buy season tickets.
I mean, not only that, like the odds was 500 to 1 at the beginning. You know what I'm saying? So for every dollar you put down, you would have won 500. It's like, so yeah, not taking advantage of the sports book.
Throw $10 on it. It's worth it.
Yo, exactly, yo.
Come up 5 racks.
So,
Yeah, I know somebody that did that too, actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, shout out to the homie.
I don't know how much they put on it, but they put money on that.
Well, one of the homies said they put $50 down. So yeah, they really about to come up.
Who's that homie?
Yeah, for real.
Nameless.
I like, what up, homie?
Yeah, he shall remain nameless. So, but no, it's a huge moment for the city. The city's it's actually a sports crazy town, and it's been deprived for years. So for them to finally get a sport in hockey of all sports, everybody just jumped behind it. And I'm gonna be 100. If they wasn't as good as they was, the whole city wouldn't be going so crazy over it. But just given the circumstances, like it's insane in the city right now.
Yeah, they really just came in and took over the city. Everywhere you go is Golden Knights, flags, banners, T-shirts.
Let me tell you how I went to try to go watch the damn Rockets Warriors game.
And you definitely got thugged out by the.
I ain't even get thugged out. The whole goddamn Buffalo Wild Wings was the Warriors. I mean, was the damn Golden Knights. And I'm like, yo, I'm rocking with y'all because I want to watch the Golden Knights game too. But I also want to watch the Golden State Warriors and the Rockets. Can y'all put one of these TVs on basketball, please? Preferably side by side, so I can watch them both without
looking
looking
be in the corner
around.
by yourself with no audio.
Basically, listening to hockey.
Oh yeah, I definitely wasn't no audio.
Basketball.
I mean, luckily the basketball game ran a little bit later than the hockey game did. So I got to get like the last a quarter and a half with sound, but I mean, I definitely had to ask for them to turn one of them goddamn TVs to the basketball game.
I would say it's just about as close to when the Rebels was at their heyday. You know what I'm saying? Like it's really on a similar level. So when they was in the Final Four, won the national championship, and then the year that they lost the year after they won the national championship. Like you couldn't go anywhere. It was Rebel everything. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be good. It's real good for the city. It's something for everybody to rally behind, or all walks of life in the city. You know what I'm saying? It's a real good look right now.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, the love and the support behind it is crazy. I mean, that's just gearing us up for the Raiders to come out here.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they definitely know they're gonna get their money's worth when they get out here, which means if y'all can get tickets now, y'all better start, because
tickets already gone.
Yeah, they ain't gonna play with y'all.
Tickets gone.
They ain't not about to play with y'all. They know that money's here.
Come through, do some numbers also, though, man.
That's all they're going to. I mean, because you got to think about it. Yeah, they're going to. I mean, and I thought about this. Even if the Golden Knights didn't do as good as they are doing, I mean, that only further helps the situation. But you got to understand, like, at the very least, the Raiders couldn't have gone anywhere. Couldn't have picked another state better than Nevada, because there's so many Oakland fans already here and Oakland people already here. That's number one.
I mean, not only that, like, all the LA people like to come to Vegas. All the Oakland people like to come to Vegas.
And then, like I said, outside of that, they're in the perfect conference, because, like, me and Hugh being, Giants fans, we get to see our team play.
Yeah.
There's a ton of Cowboy fans out here. They get to see their team play. We got a lot of great teams in our conference that all people from those cities migrated here and live here for years, and we haven't been able to watch our teams play live. So you're going to get those, those fans like, man, this is my team playing this week. Like, I'm for sure going, like, whether I was a Raiders fan or not, like, I'm definitely about to be at this game. You know what I'm saying? So
like, for the New York Giants, I would buy every ticket for the next 10 years that they're going to be playing in Vegas. Like, I would buy that ahead of time. Like, I'm on it.
But that's, like, the whole thing. Like, everybody from all over the country that moved here, like, they got their sports teams, and but like you said, it was nowhere for them to really check it out at. Now with the Raiders coming, like, it's gonna be on. Everybody gonna be Raiders fans until it's their team playing.
Absolutely, absolutely.
When the Raiders smack their team, that's just gonna be what it is.
Wishful thinking,
business as usual. And then y'all can go on back to being regular Raiders fans. You know what I'm saying? So it's a good time. It's a real good time in the city.
Absolutely.
Well, I don't know. I'm mad about where they putting that damn stadium. Because
I'm mad about that too, man.
First of all, I'm sure they're gonna raise my rent because I'm so damn close to that damn thing.
The whole city going up.
And they messing up my main street.
Your main commute.
Yes. it's gonna be all bad. So now I'm gonna have to get on the freeway for everything. That street, I use that street to get anywhere. I can get to work in 10 minutes on the strip. Man, it ain't gonna happen no more.
You really only gonna have problems on game days.
I'm gonna have problems on weekends when I use it.
All right, so let's switch gears right now. Let's talk about some music. What y'all listening to right now as far as new music goes? I don't know if y'all been able to check out anything.
It's been tough to really kind of keep up with stuff, just being such on the grizzy lately. But I would say probably one of the things I've been slapping the most. I would have to say, I've been on that Ray Sherman a little bit. The Sherm Life 3, particularly the Slim Jimmy album, just because it's more on like a little more turn up thing than the Swale that was so laid back.
Hey, that thing go.
I mean,
I finally got a chance to listen to it.
Yeah,
completely in its entirety, all three.
And I like them, and like right as soon as you're getting tired of one of the albums, you can just throw on the next one because it's ending. You know what I'm saying? And then also this cat from the Bay named Lil Pete, he put out an album called I Made a Promise, so I've been rocking with that too. And what's another? It's another track that I've really been on. A shout to Don't Be Showbanger. He put out an album too. What was the name of that album? The Glow Up. I've been on that a little bit. So it's been a lot of stuff that's been popping out lately that haven't been able to really dive into like I wanted to, but just picking up here and there. I've been jamming too. So what about y'all?
Me personally, this past week I've been bumping that new that Ace Hood that Trust the Process 2 joint. I don't know if y'all heard that one yet.
Cool. Ace Hood back in the building.
Yes, sir, man.
The first internet meme. You Ace Hood.
if you go back to a couple of our podcasts ago, we was talking about slept on artists. I would also throw Ace Hood on that list too, because to me, like, he is a dope ass rapper, and I'm surprised that he's not getting more recognition for his art than he is now. Because I mean, I think he's one of the more underrated rappers in the game right now. And the album is dope. I mean, I'm digging it. He got a few cuts on it. I mean, he's talking real shit on it. He got a couple club joints on it also. So if you didn't get a chance to listen to it yet, I say go ahead and do that though. It's pretty dope.
Sometimes the game is just messed up, man. Like somebody will put out like a dope project and people just won't even rock with it for whatever reason, and it won't even be a good reason either.
I mean, some people just don't stick. He one of them people who just don't stick for whatever reason. Like,
it never really clicked over with him, but he always put out fucking good music. You know what I'm saying?
I think he probably don't have enough social media drama yet. Something like he gotta have something going on to where he got TMZ cameras following him around. Like there's just no controversy with Ace Hood.
I just think not enough people just rock with him. Like, it's just like, you may put out a dope song, we gonna rock with it for about a month, but then.
But okay,
like,
I look at it. I like to think of things of like, how would females react to him if they saw Ace Hood walking down the block? I think a lot of them would have no idea who he is.
Yeah,
no, absolutely
I totally agree with you.
That's what I'm saying. He don't stick in any way. Like
he just
has
don't get that recognition.
Records. He has big records. I mean, he has a bunch of big records.
Like
I mean, especially
Bugatti,
back in the Khaled
Hustle
run.
Hard, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. So I mean, but I don't know, for whatever reason, is this he don't have the staying power. Like
just him in general, it just don't click over. And
he's
it ain't
like
a knock.
He's like a one-hit wonder without being a one-hit wonder. Like, all his songs hit, disappear. He make another one to hit and disappear.
Like every 2 to 3 years, he got another hit coming out. Like, yo, who's this on the track? You got to remind everybody. Yeah, remember old boy from 2-3 years ago? Yeah,
I'm like Jeremiah. Jeremiah the same way, I think.
I don't know. I think Jeremiah kind of got more relevance than Ace.
I mean, Jeremiah has that same kind of, I feel like, Jeremiah to me is kind of like one of the people where if you know music and like once he start going, like I think people completely forget about Ace Hood. Like Jeremiah's one of the people like once he get going, because I've seen him in a festival and white people went absolutely ape shit over Jeremiah and all his songs, and because he has crossover hits, whatever. But he's just one of them people. But I feel like what I was trying to say is what I was gonna compare him to is like the Dream. Like, he's one of the people where when you hear his name, you know who he is, you know his songs, it goes there. Like, Jeremiah's like that. Ace Hood is like a kind of like, oh, I forgot about that guy. Like,
but I would even say Jeremiah got even more pull than the Dream. Like,
whoa,
Jeremiah.
Easy now.
No, like, as far as
Dream has production and writing credits on some amazing.
I mean, he does. But as far as records himself, I would say Jeremiah got bigger records than the Dream.
Absolutely. But
that he put out.
Jeremiah's more of an artist, though.
Yeah, but not only that, Jeremiah, I would call him the artist that everybody like counts out, but he delivers. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, all right, well, Jeremiah's on this track, and then it's good.
I put Jeremiah in the same category as like the Dream, because they both can't really sing to me. Like, they're not amazing.
Yeah, they can hold a note.
Yeah, they can hold a note. They're not amazing. They're not amazing singers. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're cool. Like,
I think what all these people got in common though is that they all lack star power. Is what it ultimately comes down to. Like, you can have all the hits that you want. You could be as dope of an artist as you want to be, but if you don't have that star power about you, like look at Cardi B. Reason she's so big is because she has the star power, right? I mean, she got songs and everything just like everybody else. I'm just talking about like artists that are good and actually have something worth putting out there. But once you put the music out, in order for it to actually continue to stick, I think that star power is a big key to your success.
Absolutely. KP, you listen to anything new?
Nah, man. I detox from new music this week.
Well, I've been on that Lil Baby and Drake. Yes, indeed. I like to get my ratchet on. Shout out to Lil Baby, man. He definitely making. I mean, he been making a lot of noise, but the QC is starting to put them pieces together for the young kid.
That Lil Baby and Moneybag,
there you go. Hey, Lil Baby been making some noise, but he's starting to get them A-list features.
Yeah.
To, like I said, that next Atlanta superstar is on his way up. So I mean, y'all look out for Lil Baby. Yeah, I mean, so definitely in closing, shout out to Lil Baby. Make sure y'all go check all his music out. But definitely that new track he dropped with Drake called Yes Indeed. Kind of to piggyback off of that, what's some of y'all as DJs y'all go-to tracks? Some of y'all favorites. It may not be like nothing new or nothing popular, but something that may be that throwback that you can't get away from throwing it in just because it's gonna set the party off, and usually it does. Everybody reacts to it. Kind of like I'm a steal this before anyone says it. Kind of like anytime you throw on swag surfing, it kind of has that. You know what I'm saying? That vibe that's like, okay, everybody.
The new black national anthem. That's what
What you call it, swag surf?
Yeah. You throw that record on. Like,
if you went to college, you definitely.
Yeah, it's finna go up.
If you're any type of fraternity.
Man, for sure.
Oh, my gosh.
I don't know. I mean, I got songs that I play just because I want to hear them shits. I got some songs I play. I don't care if they like it or not.
Yeah, I mean, but that's what I'm talking about. Like,
right
go to.
I'm gonna play.
I got some of those too. But so I mean, I guess it'll be a 2-part question. Like, what song is this? Like, man, I just want to hear this, and it usually happens in every set. Like at some point, especially if you have anything more than a 2-hour set, most likely you're gonna play this record because you want to hear it. And then like I said, and on the second end, that record that you're gonna throw on that may be older that the club is gonna react to. And be like, whether it's when you drop, like I said, like a swag surf where everybody knows it, everybody got to dance to it, or everybody just like, man, this is a classic. I forgot about this, like that type of record.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, my sets are usually fucking 5-6 hours. Goddamn it.
So you're definitely.
So I'm definitely throwing in some shit. Lately, for me, probably "Come Down" by Anderson .Paak.
Okay.
I think I don't even. But the crazy thing about it is, whenever I play it just. Like, it's one of them joints that, like, get me kind of hype. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm like, oh, God, I've been here for 4 hours already, I'll play that just to kind of get my second wind going because, I don't know, I just like the joint. But every time I play it, there's a whole lot of people who know the song and are happy that I played it, which always throws me off because I never thought it was that popular of a song. I just thought it was one of them joints that I like. But I definitely play it damn near every time I DJ at some point just because I want to hear that shit. I don't know about the other side. I mean, obviously, I mean, I probably would have said swag surfing actually. Shit, I don't know. I'll think about it.
Yeah, definitely a record that I know is gonna set the spot off is Young Bleed. How you do that there? So I always love throwing it in the middle of a set because it's like one of them records that just take everybody back and they just let loose and get ready to turn up whenever you throw it on. And then I'm the king of like trying to thug some new records or some obscure records onto a set when I'm DJing. So it's like I got 100,000 of those records. But probably one that I do a lot is if I'm doing like a turn up set. It's called Beat King Let Me Find Out. So it's super ratchet, it's super turned up, and it's just like it gets the ladies going real crazy. So I always just try to, if the spot I feel is right, I'll try to thug that record in there and like really try to turn it up, see how much they really rock it with me before I have to like go back to something like familiar. Because when you're doing sets like and you really got the spot rocking, that's when you just like, all right, yo, let me try this. You know what I'm saying? A lot of DJs, they'll do like new records, and sometimes like I'll do a new record, or like I said, just an older record that I'll try to thug into the crowd. Like, y'all gonna like this too, you know what I'm saying? Right. Just to make it different, break up the monotony of DJ sets.
Absolutely. We're talking about Hugh.
Well, shit. Personally, if I'm in that kind of mood and it's like something that I want to play because I want to hear it personally, I usually go to like my old school 90s flow with my my Mobb Deep joints. I say either Quiet Storm, Shook Ones, or Survival of the Fittest, man. I go to any one of those tracks, like those are the ones that when I'm digging through crates trying to find some old music online for my personal library, if I can come across like a high a high quality version of those songs, like I delete my old shit and I upgrade to the next joint, you know what I mean, until I get that good 320 kilobits per second version, you know what I mean, with the intros and outros and everything to it. But yeah, that Mobb Deep though, man, that's always like my go-to. And you'll be surprised, like a lot of people really rock with that shit, you know what I mean? Because I think it's just completely unexpected, like out of left field for a lot of people, especially out here on the West Coast.
I think, I enjoy personally when DJs like step out and really play, like, I wouldn't call them obscure tracks, but not like the necessarily home run records. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I think most DJs get scared to like really kind of step out there and step on those records a little bit, but like you said, a lot of people really appreciate hearing
You'd be surprised.
them records. You know what I'm saying? Like even the Anderson .Paak joints, like, cause it's a good record. It just never really got like the mainstream push that people would per se think that it should get. You know, so it's just like when you drop those records and people that really appreciate it hear it, it's like y'all in like a club together and they just really rock with you that much harder.
Yeah, you know what, another song that was like that? I'm trying to remember the name of it, but I think it was called it's called Dang by Mac Miller. Right, you know that song?
Oh yeah, they got Anderson .Paak on it.
Yeah, that shit right there. Like that's another one of those tracks that never really caught on, but I think this shit is dope as fuck. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those songs that actually is floating around in my head on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm DJing, for some reason, I always try to get to, especially if I'm grooving, I try to get to Pearl You with Snoop Dogg.
Lucy Pearl.
Yeah. That's my joint. If it's longer than 2 hours, then I'm at some point gonna start grooving to that. And then I usually mix that into YG Do It To You. I don't know, it just got that vibe to me. You know what I'm saying? That stop it, bounce. Got that little bounce to it. You know what I'm saying? But if it's longer than 2 hours, then I find a way to make it.
Either way, I think once you hit the 2 hour mark, that's when the DJ needs to like really re-up on getting back in his zone. So you got to do something for yourself. You got to give yourself a treat every once in a while just to get you back on that level.
Yeah. So if like I said, if I got longer than 2 hour set, I'm definitely gonna do that to recharge my batteries. And
now I laugh every time you slide up.
Yeah. Like, and then you know how you drop that ratchet record and all the girls go, "Hey." That's how I feel like when I drop it to myself. I'm like, "Hey, okay."
That groove. That's kind of like that Tony DJ Quick. Let's get down.
You know that joint about to come out. Oh shit!
Boom! About to tear this motherfucking dance floor up.
Start. And then if we talking about getting something to get the crowd going, you got stuff like I Look Good. That's always a good record. Yeah. You got that line dancing. We was talking about that.
You got to have your whole line dancing crate ready to go.
Absolutely. Yeah. That usually leads to the wobble and stuff like that. But definitely I Look Good. Come on, bro. Like I could drop that at any point if I feel like I want to wake everybody ass up or get everybody moving. And
like, I wonder who turned that into a dance, because I remember first getting it and I just thought it was like just this pretty dope turned up down south record, that I could slide in, and then like people would kind of vibe with it, and then one time, like somebody just bust out a dance to it, and then it was a rap.
Was that a dance before that song, like those same steps?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think what I call it is what I have in my head. Actually, I need to make a crate for this shit. Now I'm thinking about it as I'm talking. I got what I call crowd participation records. So you're either gonna get it through dancing, which, like I said, I Look Good, the wobble, stuff like that falls into that category where it has dances to it, or you got your songs that like Nuck If You Buck is something that everybody is gonna jump up and say every word to and rap every line to. If we want to go more hood, we talking about Dreams and Nightmares, Meek Mill, T Grizzly, First Day Out. These are crowd participation records. What I try to do over, like I said, even in the 2 hour set, but anything along the 2 hour set, I try to in my head space these out and drop these at the appropriate time to regain and keep that crowd control. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, definitely. There's a ton of records, but definitely, like I said, when we start pushing that 3 hour mark is when you start to enforce these records. And the list goes on. Once you get into the groove of things, especially you get into your groove, like K Player probably does it more than any of us here. When you get into them 4 or 5 hour, definitely you gotta find your groove is gonna get other people going, and definitely want to get yourself going, because you may you get tired. After a while, you get tired. So sometimes you need something to get you back up and, all right, cool, I'm back in this thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, so definitely, I know all DJs can speak to this. I mean, if you have any records that you think, you know, definitely leave it in the comment section if you're watching on YouTube right now. Yes. Kind of going off of that, how do you feel like, I mean, it has nothing to do with the two, but why not? How y'all feel like streaming music's affected DJs and the way we create buzzes for ourselves, and yeah, like,
I would say
it's definitely not the same.
No, it's a lot more work now, you know, and I would say it kind of hurts the artist to DJ relationship, because you really can't promote the artist and the music like how you want to, because you know, as soon as you put a new fire track up, like, it's coming down. You know what I'm saying? They stopping you from promoting the music because of streaming licenses, and this can only stream here, and they don't have the rights to stream it here, so they taking the audio down. You know what I'm saying? So and like even a lot of the Facebook Live and Instagram Live videos, you know, once you're done with your live feed and you try to put it back up, you know, the audio's gone because they don't have the copyrights to you don't have the rights to play the audio on it. You know what I'm saying? So you don't get to showcase your talents or what you can do to manipulate the artist track, and then the artist, they don't get their track promoted again because you don't have the rights to stream it. So it's definitely.
Does anyone know the logistics behind that? Like, why they do that now?
I mean, for the most part.
Well, because record companies is getting all their money from streaming, so they want to control where their music is being streamed so they can get that revenue.
I mean, I get it, but I don't know. I don't know if it's a way to subject that, like, to not be, like, videos is a different thing. Like, if it's playing in the background of somebody's video, or they make, like LeBron is great for doing that. You know what I'm saying? He in the gym working out, and they kind of, I mean, I'm pretty sure they don't license his ass because the labels love when he do it.
Exactly.
I'm pretty sure they clear it anytime he does it. But
right.
In that case, a lot of people do that. I don't see, you know, because it's usually on Instagram. I mean, maybe now the songs are getting shorter. That's a bigger problem. On Instagram, you can only do like 1 minute. Snapchat, you can only still do only 10 seconds, unless you do a long, drawn out goddamn video. But who's really doing that?
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
Twitter is no holds bar, you know.
I don't know, bro. I'm never on Twitter like that no more.
That's why I like Twitter, because everything goes on Twitter. That shit is like no man's land.
This is like, you know, you can make the video however long you wanted to make it. You know, it is what it is.
Right. I mean, but at the end of the day, the shit is just all algorithm based. You know what I'm saying? And you got to think, like, even if you have Instagram and it's only a minute video, you got to think, like, we all got Shazam, right? How long does it take Shazam to find the fucking song when you put it up to the speaker?
It don't take long.
Right, exactly. So I'm pretty sure they're using something at least similar to Shazam, if not better, especially because they a whole corporate entity as far as all these, like, Facebook and shit. But if they detect any type of music being played, I'm sure there's some type of automatic search to figure out if it's copywritten material or not. If it ain't, they let it ride. If it is, they contact the people they need to contact, and if they say take it down, they take that shit down. Yeah. But I know, like, Facebook, they don't have agreements with a lot of these record companies, so they just take your shit down. Like, they don't care. Like, they don't have an agreement. So because they don't have an agreement with, like, say Sony, for example, if Facebook leaves the video up, then Sony can go after Facebook because Facebook don't have licensing rights to the music. Yeah. Which is different, like, on YouTube. Like, on YouTube, I put a remix up, right? And because the remix was close to the original, I got a copy. Well, it wasn't a strike, but I got hit with a copyright. But in the email, they were just like, yo, don't worry about it. It's just going to be commercials that play in the beginning of your song, and the revenue from the commercials is going to go to the rightful owner. Yeah. But that's because YouTube has licensing agreements with these record companies. Yeah. So instead of taking it down, they like, all right, I mean, you can keep it up. That's cool, but just know that the money's going to go to them, which is the way it should be. Like, I'm not tripping on getting money off of it. I don't even got fucking commercials on my shit anyway. But at least let me keep my shit up so I can promo it and let that dude get his money. I mean, shit, I remixed it. Yeah, I'll get, like say if the shit blows up. Yeah. Right, I get 1 million views. Like, obviously, I ain't gonna get none of the revenue but I wasn't necessarily putting it on YouTube to get
For the
revenue money.
right,
Yeah,
right.
like I'm trying to get my name out there, which is what DJs are doing it for. Like we're not fucking trying to get licensing revenue. We just trying to get our name. Like book me for a party, motherfucker, or have me do your remix. You know, like if you're a producer or whatever.
Yeah, show me love. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but that was the original. That was originally how the shit worked in the first place. You got the music on promo. You know what I'm saying? You didn't have to pay for it because you promoted the music to your mass audience. You know what I'm saying? And then in turn, you got booked because you had access to the hot music that most of the other DJs did. You know what I'm saying? So it basically gave you like a stat. It was like a status thing.
Yeah, definitely.
So, and I mean, I understand everybody can pretty much get anything now with the click of a finger. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But at the same time, just because you got the music, that don't mean you can be able to play it or even remix it and do it in a special way. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like the talent of DJing gets hindered because our biggest weapon in DJing is the music that we play. You know what I'm saying? And we don't get to play it as much because so-and-so don't have a streaming agreement. Like my SoundCloud thing, like I spend like hella money on SoundCloud. Like as soon as I dropped the mixtape on there, like they took it down.
Yeah.
Right.
You know? So they ain't give me my money back. You know?
Hell no, they didn't.
Absolutely not. You're not getting
But
that
like,
money.
Read
you
your
know what I'm
terms and
saying?
agreements, player.
But like that was the thing, yo. Everybody was grinding and putting their stuff up on SoundCloud, so I'm like, all right, cool. So I bought the unlimited space package, you know, throw my stuff up there,
That was the
gone.
first mistake.
Yeah,
That shit is for producers and artists, man.
yeah. Like,
Well, I mean,
So-
it wasn't originally because
it was
SoundCloud
originally
was
loaded,
around
yeah.
before streaming, so
Right.
they wasn't really tripping on you putting that music up because back then originally they wasn't worried about you streaming they shit. They getting physical copy sales or download sales. So yeah, go ahead and put your remix up, or if you a mixtape DJ, go ahead. I mean, that's what DJs were doing, putting their shit on SoundCloud.
Right.
But then as soon as streaming became what it is and fucking physical sales went down, these record companies was like, well, all the money is in streaming, so we don't want none of y'all streaming our shit. And they kicked fucking 90% of the people on SoundCloud. I know I got kicked off of SoundCloud. They told me I could never make an account again. And it was for shit, but the crazy thing was, it was for shit that had been up. Like when it was cool to do it, you know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
so
what happened with because I know one of the most famous cases of it was something like along the lines of streaming, but DJ Drama got sued, right? Correct? For I forgot what was it for. I know it's something around like
I don't know the particulars of that, but I think he got raided because like they said it was counterfeit shit. But I think the problem with him was he was doing mixtapes with artists and shit and not going through the record label. So they felt like, yo, you out here generating this money from these mixtapes that's featuring our artists, but we own, like, you know, like some of these people, they fucking give up their publishing.
oh right.
You know what I'm saying? But like if me and you got a relationship, like if you a rapper and I'm a DJ and you like, yo, I want you to fucking host my next mixtape and we put a couple exclusive tracks on there or whatever, and you with it and we build together, and the record company like, nah, motherfucker, we own 20% of all your publishing, so we want all of that. So they made complaints to Drama and went after his ass.
I mean, so to say that, I mentioned that to say, how do you feel like us as DJs basically could build not only our following, but our relationships within the industry with, like, you know, especially, you know, I mean, obviously most DJs 9 times out of 10 are regional DJs or DJs to whatever city that they're in. They're not really moving around like that. I mean, obviously you have your DJs who have the capital to get around as they please. You know what I'm saying? But most of us out here, you kind of stuck where you at. You know what I'm saying? If you in Vegas, you in Miami, you know what I'm saying, you in Brooklyn, wherever you at, like how do we build those relationships, like I said, throughout the industry, especially with artists that are not regional to us. You know what I'm saying?
I think part of it is going to be like for the DJ, it's going to be up to the DJ to actually reach out to these labels and let them know that they're interested in receiving music from. Because if you're a DJ in your city, they want their music to reach like the far corners of the U.S., whether you're like L.A., New York, or Wyoming.
Yeah, but at that point, they just gonna send you a fucking download link and that's it. Like,
they're gonna send you the music, but I'm saying because I mean, like I said, like we were talking about before, the dope thing would be, especially, you know, in the growth of social media is, all right, cool, like, whether I'm DJing on the radio or at a club, like, let me throw up a video, I'm going to shout the dude out, I'm going to tag him, and then, you know, that's how a lot of it, I know I built a lot of relationships like that. Like, now that we're not, I mean, we still do it.
But with the labels or with the artists themselves?
I mean, no, with the artists. So I mean, obviously, you want to build label. You wouldn't want to build a relationship with the label as well. I mean, and that's, I wouldn't say it's kind of easier to do, but they're more receptive to it because obviously they want to get their music out there by any means necessary.
They actually see you out there showing love. And
exactly. But how do you build those? I'm saying with not being in the same city as that artist. So say, like I just said, a Lil Baby, he's in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? How do I build a relationship with him? If I'm not able to do what we used to do? Like, all right, cool. Like, I appreciate this song, so obviously I'm gonna drop it in the club. Let me make a video, or I get on Snapchat real quick, or on Instagram, or on Twitter, where it's no man's land, and like, yo, I'm playing this Lil Baby right now. Shout out to the homie. This record is dope. Look how everybody reacted, and that's the easiest way. Like, damn near, I feel like that's one of the easiest ways to get an artist oh, hey, shout out to my homie in Vegas, you know what I'm saying? Like, he got my record going crazy, you know what I'm saying? But if you can never get it to him because it gets licensed and taken down before it ever reaches, how do we build relationships with these cats, you know what I'm saying? How do y'all feel we can? Or
the only thing I would really say is you just gotta be persistent with it, you know what I'm saying? You really gotta stay on the artist helmet and also just your grind, you know what I'm saying? Like, everything got to check out also, so you got to put in the groundwork beforehand. You really got to be solidified in your market, you know what I'm saying? You really got to be doing credible events.
Yeah, but the question, well, not that question, but how the fuck do you get to that point? Like, ultimately, like when you saying, like, how do you even get there? Well, we can't even fucking show the world what we doing. I think it's part of the issue, at least.
You're absolutely right. It's tough, and I would say that it's not don't expect it to be an overnight process. Don't expect to send out one tweet, you know what I'm saying, and then really for the artist to really get back to you. Not saying that can happen, but more likely it's not. It's more likely you really going to have to take the long road, and you're going to have to really take these steps. Because, I mean, if you popular on social media, your phone is constantly going off. You can't even see half of the stuff that people send you because you're getting so many likes and messages, you know what I'm saying, especially when you post something. So just for them sifting your stuff out, which they supposed to, part of the grind is finding out the people that do make the right moves. But, I mean, who's to say these artists are going to really be on their grind like that 9 times out of 10, you know, unless they got to be. But putting in that work, you know, reaching out to the artists, contact people, you know what I'm saying, artist managers, you know, those are people that you really, really, really want to align yourself with, because the artist might not be able to get to you, but every credible person has somebody that they trust. You know what I'm saying? If you could build a quality relationship with somebody that they trust, that's going to get you closer to said artist. You know what I'm saying?
I think a key part of that, too, is believing in an artist early before they really blow up.
Absolutely.
Like, don't try to get with them once they got a hit record that everybody's rocking with, their phone lines is blowing up for bookings every city that they touch down in. You know, but if it's an artist that you really fuck with, like, you're probably fucking with them like way before that hit record even comes around. So you already have that kind of built-in relationship with them before it gets to the point that, you know, they become unreachable, like what you're saying.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely. You know, I mean, I'm asking these questions like I'm asking, but I'm really asking for, you know, the DJs who do fuck with us, who do watch, or, you know what I'm saying, if you're looking into getting in a DJ. I would say, like, you know, with us, we've actually put the time and the work and the effort in to build relationships with labels. I know I kind of damn near shitting on the labels because they like to take shit down, but I mean, it's definitely a good friend to have. You know what I'm saying? Because you can still build relationships through the labels, because if they are signed, I mean, they want to, like you said, like Hugh Holla said, especially when they're on the come up, they want to they want to attach these people to people who do what they do in their city and build those relationships organically. So obviously when they send you their record, you're more inclined to play it. And you know what I'm saying, when they do come to the city, maybe they can get booked or whatever the case may be. So I mean, I think definitely there are ways of going about contacting labels and, you know, getting at them for music and, you know, knowing when they are out here and asking for meetings, or vice versa, like we like to do. We go to LA and whatnot and request meetings, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I mean, but like I said, to touch on both points that Hugh and D Money made, I mean, that's also the grind of a DJ, you know, putting in that work and that footwork on the ground level and building yourself up to these type of platforms, you know what I'm saying? Like, definitely.
And he was right. Like, labels got a top tier artist, you know, but be the DJ that helps a C-list artist get to a B-list or A-list, you know what I'm saying? Like, really jump on and champion a record that you really feel is good, or artist that you really rock with, you know what I'm saying? And that's really a way to increase your status in the game.
Absolutely. So while we on the whole DJ topic, controllers versus turntables.
Here we go with this again.
Controllers versus turntables. I need pros and cons. I need preferences. I already know I already know which one wins. If you're a real DJ,
we know.
That's not.
We know which one.
But you know what? I only asked this, and it's funny because I mean, obviously, we all laugh at first, but the controllers are stepping their game up, and it's becoming more of a. They're catching up to the technology of a turntable. I mean, to me, I feel like it's still not the same feel at all.
I mean, it'll never
I think
be.
it's far beyond the technology
they're trying to
of
get
the
close.
turntable.
They're trying to get close, but it's still not the same feel. But where I think they're closing the gap at, and this is why I could have this conversation now with y'all and all the real DJs that are listening, is because I think it's becoming a convenience factor. They're becoming way more convenient than turntables, and I see a lot more, like, even the most top, you know, legendary DJs are like, all right, look, I'm fucking with a controller. You know what I'm saying? Like, in some shape or form. Not like I'm choosing a controller over turntables, but for the convenience factor, bruh, I'm gonna fuck with this controller all day.
Fuck what y'all talking about. I'm team controller. Right? I don't fuck with my turntables no more, man. The problem is, now, obviously, we all learned on turntables, fucking came back when was DJing with real vinyl, blah, blah, blah. Right? But the fucking pros of having a controller far outweigh the one con to having a controller.
That it's not a turntable, which is like the only
Was
con.
that it don't have the same feel. Like, that's the only bad thing you could say about a controller if you really think about it. Everything else is better. Everything else. You don't have to fucking worry about dirty needles. We don't have to fucking worry about spending $100 to replace them shits because they're going out of business.
Like zero maintenance on controllers.
On the
too.
controller,
That's
yeah.
another thing.
You
No
know, man.
maintenance
Yeah, I
at
came
all.
to this realization lately. Like, yo, man, I'm
Yeah,
buying
lately,
a
because
controller.
you've been going hard for them turntables for a long
See,
time.
this is why I
Yeah,
want
but
that
You're like the
conversation.
last person to go away from turntables at this table.
Probably.
No, you are.
I'm telling you that you are.
I've been paying attention. You are the last person. Like, we each have like 3 controllers apiece.
But yeah, no, man, I don't like, especially fucking taking, like, obviously I do a lot of fucking special events and shit like that.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, everything is about convenience. Like, even if we on turntables, fucking Serato is a convenience. You know what I'm saying? So controllers is just one step further. But I was like really thinking about it and trying not to be biased, because obviously until I came to this fucking conclusion, I was pretty biased towards turntables. But that was the only thing that I liked about turntable. Like, every time somebody will be like, yo, man, you need to get a controller. Nah, man, it ain't the same. They don't feel the same. They don't feel the same. Like, that's the only thing. Yeah, that's the only thing that I can ever say about controllers.
I mean,
That's kind of the same sentiment people had towards Serato when it first came out versus actual vinyl.
Yeah, now
it was
see,
the
fuck
same
that.
struggle.
The day I found out that you can use turntables with Serato, I don't even have a laptop. I went and bought a laptop and Serato. I was like, yes, fuck the records. Keep them shits at the house.
when I
Easier,
tell
convenience.
you, I was so anti-Serato. Like, I was like, anybody that has Serato, yo, you a cheat.
See, I mean, I don't know. That makes sense to me. The
Like,
shit cheating in.
I just
cheater.
I just was like I wasn't hearing it.
Yeah,
I wasn't
teacher,
hearing
I'm cheating.
Especially for the fact that I would pride myself that I would be just as fast pulling records as somebody would be on a computer.
No, you wasn't.
Which I
Well,
wasn't.
maybe on the first.
Let me finish.
I'll play 5 records in 10 seconds.
I wasn't, but I busted my ass.
Hey, look, motherfucker on a computer looking at D Money like,
Looking at hey, dude, you got that record yet? I got doubles loaded up for you right here.
It was just like, but I didn't want to hear it.
I got this song and the song after this one too coming up.
But I didn't want to hear it. I was like, forget y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he was late
this
to
is
Serato.
vinyl till I die.
Hey,
And then one day I caught a sale on a MacBook, and I changed my whole life.
That's
like,
what it came down to.
Yeah,
that's
right.
really what it came. Like, I mean, the game, and I get the flip side of it. A lot of people, especially a lot of hip hop purists, like to forget the fact that the game was always about the latest technology. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
It was always about being up on the new. That's what hip hop is about. You know what I'm saying? It's always been that way.
I mean, yeah,
You
the
know, you
808
got
machine was once the newest fucking shit,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
everybody
yeah.
was using that.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like the belt drive versus direct drive turntables. Like, you know what I'm saying? When people got direct drive turntables, like it changed the whole game. So controllers is literally like a whole game changer. And the industry knew they stopped making turntables.
Well, they still got
Damn near
turntables.
because
They
of-
actually.
Well,
I
they
mean,
stopped
they
making
came
Technics,
back,
but that was
but-
Technics' fault for making
Yeah.
them shit so damn good that people didn't
Right.
ever need to re-bought one pair. I know my pair is from the 70s,
Yeah.
and them
And it
shits work
works
A1.
just- yeah.
I've probably maintenance them. I mean, I haven't owned them. I bought them used, but they're from the 70s, and
I'll
I've
tell
had
you
them
like
maintenance
this.
twice.
I want to thank you, Techniques. More companies should make their products like that, where you only got to buy one.
Yeah, and they went
You
out of
need it
business
the
for
rest
you.
of your- I understand that.
It was good for us. Good for consumer. They put the consumers first before themselves.
Thank you.
Right.
You know what I'm
But,
saying?
well, on this topic, though, one thing that we can't neglect is that the fact that being a DJ is also a major aspect of DJing is also the showmanship part of it.
Yeah.
You know, and you can see the looks on people's faces, like the difference when they see you using a controller versus a turntable.
Oh,
if you're using actual turntables, people are like shocked and
Yeah.
amazed, and they can't believe it. It's like, yeah, and they start bad mouthing everybody with with controllers.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, in your head, you're like, well, shit, I got some controllers my damn self. It just happened to be what's at the club right now. You know what I mean? But people seem to appreciate the fact when DJs can actually use turntables versus just relying on controllers.
Yeah, but that's
or
old people.
CDJs.
Young people don't give a damn.
Well,
no, wait, hold on. I gotta jump in here.
Okay.
Shout out to my dude who shall remain nameless, since we've been doing that all episode. It's gonna be the
Shall
shall
remain
remain
nameless.
nameless episode.
It's official. It's official.
Shout out to my dude who shall remain nameless. He's a new DJ.
Okay.
And if you know me and you around us, you know who we have in and out DJ, whatever. But he was on our Daytox event, and me and my boy Icebreak, man, he's one of them DJs. He gonna lug his turntables
does.
around
Yeah.
regardless. Like he just love turntables, which I respect it. I'm glad you do it when you on my events because yeah,
Because I prefer them too, but I ain't bringing them
I ain't
shits.
dragging them out my house.
You know what I'm saying? So we was getting down, and he shall remain nameless. Was he's a controller DJ all the way. So he's
Would you
like
just?
breathing on my shoulder, like,
I've never seen this.
he
such
hovering.
technology.
You know what I'm saying? He got on, he did his best. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But we came back this week, or I was on a story during the week, and he came back this weekend or whatever. Just shout out to my mans because he definitely went and bought some turntables. It was like, B, y'all
telling
niggas was
you.
getting down. I had to
Nice.
go buy me some turntables and step my
I'm
game up.
telling you.
Yes.
And he was one of the newer DJs. Like,
Okay.
bruh, I needed to get on these, and I had to learn some things. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I respect it.
Yeah, I mean that's dope.
So
but
what
in the
happened?
context, he don't count because he's a
He don't
DJ.
count.
I mean, he's a DJ. I'm talking about like the average young person who don't really have an interest in music beyond some dope shit. They ain't gonna walk up to you and be like,
I mean,
fam.
but they weren't around during like just the turntables. This has
I mean,
always
that's what
been
I'm. Yeah, but where the
controllers
fuck is old people
during
at?
the day.
They ain't in the clubs.
Man, everywhere. I mean, you could be doing lounges. You could be doing special events, private events. You know,
Showcases.
I mean, you could be at a convention. Anywhere. It's not
Man.
just about the clubs. The
I
clubs
mean, I guess
can't
so.
nobody even see what you're doing. You could be playing off a playlist, and the crowd won't know the difference.
Shout out to the
I'm
shout
a
out.
thumb drive.
Hey, shout out to the
Right.
DJs who in the shower named Nameless. You've been caught up plenty of times.
You know what I'm saying?
Not really DJ.
That's all bad.
Scratching with no hands on the turntables.
Your playlist is
Pushing
hard,
that
my
button.
guy.
That auto scratch
Get that
feature.
jazzy gel.
Well, I'm definitely team controller as well for the convenience factor. But you know what I think turntable is for everybody. I think it's like for real DJs, it's a kid in a candy store. When
It's
you
a
do
rite
come
of
across
passage,
something,
bro.
you gotta match your crib, or like I said, you do have that DJ who just I'm still bringing turntables regardless. Or you walk into that club and they got turntables. It's like yes, like,
Yeah,
woo, you get that
yeah,
itch
yeah.
like, bro, I'm about to
Right.
go. And
Like,
then
yes.
that's usually,
Sure.
especially if you always on controllers, you usually have an amazing set. Kind of go crazy. It's like, so I mean, I think it's turning into like a specialty. I feel like even like now, like shout out to the DJs who know how to DJ on real vinyl. You know what
Who
I'm
knows
saying?
how to
Like,
actually operate turntables? by
exactly
the way.
with real vinyl without a computer. Like I feel like it's so
yeah.
much.
Oh yeah, that's another level. 'Cause
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
something, yeah.
But I feel like what I say that to say, what I'm trying to say is, shout out to the people who do know how to do it. But I feel like it's an art form that people respect so much that I like literally. And this is, you know, once again, just thinking on the fly while I'm talking here, an event that we probably need to put together. I feel like if you were to throw an event, real turntables, all vinyl, you bring your vinyl, we bring all our vinyl, you show up and we do an old school style. I think a
play
lot of
your
people will be receptive to that versus real DJs, people like you said, the old heads who were around during that time, the new kids who want to learn and see that aspect of never really seeing that, especially like you know, you got shows like the Get Down and stuff like that to where you see that and they respect it. So I feel like it's like one of those pastimes that it's like a classic car basically. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you see that and you gonna respond to it, you gonna respect it, and
It'll
you gonna
never the love
it'll never
for
die,
it,
yeah.
it'll never go away.
absolutely.
I mean, no, yeah, I will say, like, watching somebody, like, actually DJ, like, if they really DJing their ass off, like, they cutting and juggling and shit, seeing them on turntables is 10 times better than seeing it on controller. Because on controller, you don't know what the fuck he, like, is you just pushing buttons or what? on a turntable, you know that motherfucker is doing every bit of sound that comes out of the speakers manually.
Yes.
So, yeah, when it comes to fucking, like, a DJ actually DJing and not necessarily just doing, like, a club set, you know, where you just, like it's mostly music selection, you got to go with turntables every time.
Absolutely. I mean, see, that's why I said I don't want to call it a dying art form. It's like more of like a, what the hell is it called?
Novelty.
I would call it like
A favorite pastime, something like that, to where it's like held in high regard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, especially like I said, I mean, even if you, like I said, shout out to my guy who went and bought real turntables. I feel like if you're really serious about DJing,
like a rite of passage, damn near.
yeah, it's like, all right, cool. Like, I'm doing this now. This is how I learned. This is the era we in now. But I'm really serious about it. So if I see a real DJ get down on something that I never learned, like, man, how can I learn that?
Yeah,
like,
I mean, you
it's
want to be able
spark
to
your
use everything
interest,
too.
Like,
Yeah.
like yo, especially, you know, and then like I said, I mean that's also another, you know, especially being one of the youngest on this panel right here. And still kind of fresh in the game compared to all the DJs that I do know and respect personally. That's always like one of the tips I give to all the DJs who come up underneath me or ask me questions, or I come in contact with who are learning or just been doing it for a couple years. Like, man, learn as much as you can, and that includes controllers, because not every controller is the same. No. You know what I'm saying? You may get a new one, you may get an old one. It may not have a lot of buttons. This shit may have 1,000 buttons. You know what I'm saying? And then, like I said, you may come across turntables, or you, like I said, you may. It's so many different type of controllers. Like, I just have a general knowledge. I'm not saying of every specific controller, but just as much range as you can have with whatever equipment.
Yeah, general knowledge is going to translate to every controller.
Exactly. Exactly. So I tell them, like, man, you should always know turntables, but you just want to have a general knowledge of all types of equipment just in case. Unless you want to be that guy to bring all your stuff. And if you're doing your own parties, then by all means, of course. But if you're going into a club, unless you come in 4 hours beforehand to get with the club owner or the whoever the what do they call? Because it's not even a damn club owner. When you get to the big clubs, it's the goddamn music whatever engineer.
Oh, yeah.
You got to get with them. Sound engineer. You got to get with him before to be like. And I've seen it. I've seen someone else who shall remain nameless, but he's on TV all the time on a sports network. But he happens to DJ as well. But we were doing a radio station event. And he was there with us setting up. And mind you, our event was like 5 hours before the club ever opened. And he was there early to set up his controller before the club opens in 6 hours.
God damn.
I seen said DJ who shall remain nameless on TV.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he there, like, like I said, I just happened to be there. I'm ready to go ham for our event. I'm like, oh, it's what's his name? Like, what's up, bro? Like, what are you doing here? Yeah. Like, man, I got this controller I got to set up.
God damn, you kind of early, bro.
He's already turntables.
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah.
Exactly. Turntables here you want to use?
Turntables and CDJs already.
Oh, god damn.
What are those?
Exactly. Do you want to be that DJ who has to come 6 hours prior to your event to set up your your controller that you're only going to use
at
for
least
an hour?
Cool enough to have your mans do it. Yeah.
Hey, I mean, sidebar, it's crazy how many fucking worldly popular DJs out here that can't DJ like that. Like, fam, I don't use turntables. I need this controller. Fam, what? How did you get to where you are? No, I mean, I really don't know who y'all talking about. But especially if he was on the Sports Center, obviously y'all don't know. Y'all know I don't know. But how the fuck know?
Yeah, you definitely know, son.
Nah, I think we're talking about two different people. But yes, him too.
No, he know.
Well, I know who I'm talking about.
I know who you talking about too, but you know who we was talking about.
Well,
too.
I mean, I'm just saying I don't know who y'all talking about. I may know him.
But I don't know him.
You gonna go ahead and remember.
But I mean, that shit is crazy. Like, I'm over here busting my ass, and y'all done got to where y'all at, and y'all can't even work the basics. Man, like I'm doing something wrong in life.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, definitely know as much equipment as you can because you don't want to be that guy. That's just time. I mean, if you got the time to waste and kill, I mean, by all means. But that's just ridiculous to me. Like, 9 times out of 10, like I said, unless I'm really keen on whatever, or it's my whole event and I'm there the whole time, like, bro, I'm using whatever's there. I'm cool. Like, let me know what's there.
Right.
If I'm not familiar with it, I'm gonna go look it up. All right, cool. Like, that's that and that's cool. All right, cool. I'm good to go. But I'm definitely not gonna bring early for, like I said, for most of these. I mean, you got a bunch of people who do guest sets. Man, you DJing for maybe an hour.
Yeah, that's crazy. And you fucking like, fam, what is you doing, man? Nah, we ain't got no room for that up here, bro. You gotta keep that over there.
Got the biggest controller they ever came out with.
Like, we do not have the space for this shit.
Trying to set it on top of the turntables. Like, hey, fam,
don't disrespect the turntables. Like,
what is you doing, bro? What is you doing?
Get them shits off the turntable.
Yeah, you gotta put that on the floor or something.
Take that bullshit that away.
You better come with a stand for that. Yeah. Set you off to the side like a keyboard. And
DJing from the other corner of the room.
Hell yeah. That's just funny.
It's funny because I also had this conversation. I mean, it's funny. When you're around real DJs and people who are really in the industry, you have these conversations naturally all the time. I mean, it's funny because, I'm pretty sure we talked about promoters and all of that aspect. I don't think we really got down to money and paying and all that stuff. But it's funny because not even depending on what level you are, everybody try to get a deal. Even me, I know I book artists, and bro, I'm trying to get a deal. Like, let me figure out how I can cut this down. Like, bro, I only need you to do 3 songs. It's not a full out concert. How much for 3 songs? Like, what we talking about?
You're right. So, what we talking about here?
But I mean, and I tell you, I just had this conversation this weekend. That's the only way you are gonna get my DJ fee down. If I don't have to do anything but plug and play. And then we could talk about time, and I'll break it down that way. But if we talking about equipment and all this, nah, bro, there's nothing you can tell me. I got to bring all this shit, and you trying to cut corner? Nah, it's not gonna happen. If I bring in equipment, my fee is my fee.
The price of the brick go up, actually.
I mean, the problem is with that too, like especially if you're doing mobile events, and I try to tell people this that be trying to lowball. Like they'll try to quote me some ridiculous ass price, and I'm like, all right, this is what I want you to do. I want you to call an equipment rental center and ask them how much it is to rent 3 speakers for 5 hours, and then call me back. and sometimes they really don't want to do it. But when they do call me back, they're like, God damn, I didn't know it was that expensive to rent shit. Right. Yes, but you are more than willing. Like, it's cool if you want to go rent some shit and you could just play music off your phone, because I'm not finna be bringing equipment, which is an equipment rental fee.
Absolutely.
And DJing for you, which is an hourly rate. For what you try, like, we got to combine those, fam. Yes. So clearly, you need to raise your prices.
Yeah, because you can't DJ without no speakers or no equipment and nothing like that.
Exactly.
Who's gonna hear what?
That's what I'm saying.
Is the party gonna crack off your headphones? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, right.
If I plug and play, you give me your. Give me your. If I got to plug and play, the first time I say, well, okay, what kind of budget you got? Oh, that's how much you're working with. Cool, you can get an hour.
You can get an hour.
You can get an hour off top. Not a problem. I come through. I show up. I promote it. I'll be spending for an hour. I probably gonna have another gig with this.
Yeah, hell yeah. Be in and out that thing.
Absolutely. Woo. Great. See y'all later.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's the only way we're gonna negotiate. Once you start talking equipment, no, the price is the price. This is the price. This is my hourly fee. This is the equipment fee. You can go ask somebody else.
Nobody,
exactly.
Nobody there with you breaking that down either. When it's done.
Yeah, like bruh, if you are a DJ and you're negotiating bringing equipment, if it ain't the homie, then you tripping. Like, you need to give up DJing.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, no, that's definitely a DJ no. Like, bruh. Ain't no negotiating when you bringing all this damn equipment, because you fucking up the next DJ that they got to book and deal with this. Like, nah, bro.
Yeah.
Who did you work with previous?
Yeah, I had like one of the gigs I booked recently. She was like, yeah, well, I know someone else who said he'll do it cheaper. Well, lady, why are you talking to me then? I don't understand what's going on here. Like, and I'm a terrible negotiator, right? Like, this is my price. Do you want it or not? you niggas is wasting time. It's what I be wanting to say.
Phone, bye.
Yeah. But
one of my favorite all-time skits.
No, that's what it be. But that's how I break my prices down. Like, yo, fam, you gonna pay for equipment rental fee, which is
I'm about to start doing that my damn self, telling people, hey, look this shit up yourself. Get back at me and let me know which option you want to go with. You know, so they feel like they making the decision for themselves on how much they want to spend. But ultimately, I can guarantee you, my price is gonna beat the price that it's gonna take you to get a DJ and get this equipment rented. Not to mention hauling this shit over here and getting it all set up. Because if you're gonna hire me to come spin, I'm not setting up your sound system for you. I'm just gonna walk in with my shit and ask you, where do I plug in?
Yeah.
Period.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No, yeah,
Where's your sound guy?
Because like,
hey, I've had that happen. Show up to venues, I plug. I'm like, yo, fam, ain't no music coming out. Like, well, you don't know how to. I mean, I could probably figure it out, but I'm not going to. Like, it's not what you paid me to do.
Exactly.
Like, I don't have an extra hour to sit here and try to figure out why you ain't got goddamn music coming out. Right?
Like, fam, I'm the DJ. Like, you should have a sound tech. I'm not sound tech.
Super everything guy. I'm the DJ.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You didn't pay me to be everything, dude.
Yeah, like, no, like, we gonna sit here and look at each other.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, oh yeah, another. Hey, this is gonna be the I Got Issue episode as well. Like, hey, shout out to the damn people who don't know about like sound checking and setting up, and bruh, that's all time included. If it takes me, I'm gonna charge you the hour, especially if we're talking about a sound check. You want me to come early because they want to do this. That's included. That's a whole separate hour you got to pay me for. Like, it's not you started, the event started at this time and you was DJ from this. Like, no, I was here early to set up for you to sound check, for this person to run through their song.
Exactly.
And I sat through all this bullshit. Like, you have to pay me for that hour, that 2 hours, that 3 hours.
No, for sure. Like, if I can't leave, like, if the event is later and if I can't leave after I set up, the time starts when my shit is set up.
Right.
So while you getting your shit together,
part.
trying to figure it out what you want to do, the clock is ticking, homie. I'm more than patient. But just know you being charged.
Yes, like, look, most DJs, now I'm not going to say we're all at this table are professionals. If you book me at 5 o'clock, then obviously I'm going to at least try to be there an hour beforehand.
Of course.
And that's we call it setup, and that's whether I got to put my laptop down, make sure that the music is going or whatever. Cool, I'm not charging you for that. That's just normal, but the event starts at 5. But if you tell me I want you there at 3, bro, you're getting charged from 3 o'clock. I don't give a fuck if the event don't start at 3 o'clock.
Right. No, yeah.
I'm charging you because you wanted me here at 3.
At 3 o'clock. Because I
So
definitely
if
could
you-
have been doing something else.
Right,
Exactly.
exactly. So, and if you want me there at 3, I'm still gonna get there at 2:30. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
you telling me, oh well, you got here at 3, but the event don't start till 4. No, bruh. You asked me to be here at 3 o'clock.
I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, they try to hit you. I mean, but it's a 5-hour event, but you only DJing for 2. Well, shit, sound like it's gonna be an easy event for me, fam. But this is my price.
You have to go ahead and figure that out, B.
You're
But
right.
you know, I never understood that. Like, consumers they don't go into Popeyes, they don't go into McDonald's and be like, yeah, man, you know, I really feel like I should only really pay like such and such amount for that cheeseburger. Like, you go up there, you look at the price on the board, and you pay for it. You know what I'm saying? So how come when the DJ gives you a price, like why is this even an issue? This is the cost.
Yeah.
This is what it costs for us to perform all the duties that we need to perform. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, you either rocking with it or you ain't. Like, what are we negotiating here? What are we talking about here?
Right. And if you can find a better price, by all means, just
Please.
please go do that. You know what I'm saying?
Just know that you're going to get what you pay for.
Yeah,
once you do that
exactly.
shit.
Don't waste
Yeah.
our time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Our time is very valuable to us, and that's how we price.
Exactly. And
how
you
we
always
price.
and then look, let me say it like I feel what you saying. And I mean, if you're that DJ who's still 3-4 years into the game and still doing that, then you get what you pay for. Absolutely. But I'm not gonna knock the youngins who trying to get they feet wet and get they, you know what I'm saying? You may catch a young dude on the come up who
Yeah, if his prices is low, that's his
and he
circumstance.
may be a great DJ. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's
so
business. You trying to drum up your business.
Absolutely,
You know what I'm
absolutely.
saying?
That's what I'm saying. I respect that. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, if you still doing it 4 years in, then we gotta talk about something like, bruh, like you fucking up the game now. Like you should know by this time,
Right.
like you need to raise your prices, bruh. Like you need to, you should be charging more.
Can we stop? Because I don't even want to. Like,
But
All right.
because
I say that to say, I mean, if you can find a better price, because I mean, we're gonna do the same thing. We do the same thing with equipment. Like some equipment you can't get around. It costs what it costs, no matter where you try to go get it from. But you may have that stuff where you can get something older for cheaper. You know what I'm saying? And it still gets the job done. So I mean, by all means, if you can find a DJ who charges less and they could do what it is that you want, and you have no issues about how they do it, then do that, but don't argue with me about my prices.
Yeah, right. Like
And don't tell me that you can find somebody else and so. Okay, like you said, what the fuck we on the phone for?
Right, yeah, like fam, my shit is an equation, and in that equation, none of it factors in what other price you got from some other DJ. Don't change my prices. This is what I need.
you wasted my
So
free
you wanted
minutes
to go
on
back
the
to the
phone.
drawboard. Well, in that case, you know.
Right. Let me give you the cheaper DJ discount.
I used DJ such and such who shall remain nameless in 1999, and it was only this much.
Yeah, by all means, go do that. But like I said, most of the times you get what you pay for. Or like I said, if you got that young hungry and he may be dope at what he does, you know, by all means, do what you do.
If you want that arena announcer DJ, you know what I'm saying? Go.
And the crazy thing is, like, I don't even think, like, we talking like we fucking charge $1 million. Like, that's how we say.
we don't even
But our
charge a lot.
but our prices are fucking reasonable.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, that'd be the thing that be killing me because I be hearing what some of these DJs be getting, and I'd be like, bro, I need to raise my prices. Like,
Yeah.
like you got that for what? And you know what's funny is like I know we dragging on, this episode gonna be kind of lengthy, but you know what's funny is that things that take a lot less effort and are so much more enjoyable pay us so much more than things that we like to do and that are so much less enjoyable.
Yes.
And they be trying to lowball on everything. Like we all obviously want to be in the club, we want to do big events with artists or whatever, and these the most headache fucking venues and shit to get paid from promoters or whatever. Like they want to lowball everything because they got all these things going on. But if you got a fucking wedding,
$2,000.
like, cool, let's go.
Cakewalk.
Like
Corporate events.
yeah, corporate events.
Yeah,
like
definitely corporate events.
The
It ain't
easiest
even a
events
crowd.
in life. Yeah, like you ain't gotta barely worry about DJing. They get so much money to do the least amount. Like I said, I mean, the corporate events, they gonna go rent the equipment for you. You gonna plug and play. You can still $2,000. Okay, cool. We need you for about 3 days. So you know, just send us the invoice and we're good to go.
Probably gonna serve you dinner while they at it too. Yeah. Like, hey, you hungry? Go ahead and get you a drink.
Right.
Exactly.
It's open bar.
Yeah. They didn't feed you?
Tyler.
Bring him the prime rib at once.
Yeah, meanwhile, club trying to pay you $100.
Yeah,
go DJ for 8 hours and MC.
By the way, we need you there for sound check.
Right.
And do the lights.
Yes, I mean, I definitely gotta tell you, like I said, it's not like we charging. Like I said, I mean, 2,000. I have got that before, and I can't wait to get it again. But my normal price is nowhere near there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right. No, I mean, no, we reasonable.
My normal events don't get nowhere near there. You know what I'm saying? Like, definitely reasonable. We still gotta. It makes no sense why we gotta argue, or why we not even argue. Why we gotta talk about like.
It's not an argument, and sometimes I think it's sometimes it's on us just trying to drum up business. You know what I'm saying? That we sit there and listen to people try to haggle us. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's just like, what type of business we trying to drum up? You know what I'm saying? I'd rather work for somebody that appreciates my craft and appreciates me as a business person than somebody that'll disrespect what I put out there. I'll take it as disrespect. You know, what I tell you out there, what I feel my value and my worth is. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I'll tell you, this episode gonna bring up all types of stuff. I got issues up and down the board. You know what I'm saying? Because another thing I'm gonna touch on, and if you kind of reach to you know, when you get to that level of, or not really that level of DJing, but when you just kind of step outside of the DJ realm, but you like me, I still love to DJ, so I'm gonna incorporate DJing in damn near everything that I do. Y'all need to get y'all talking about business, y'all business game right. So if y'all getting, because some people do bar deals or whatever to get paid as a DJ or whatever, depending on the people you bring in. It depends on what type of relationship you have and what you're trying to drum up. Man, y'all got to get y'all business right, man. Y'all got to do better on these bar percentages. Y'all need, if you're going to go that route, please learn what the proper percentages are that make sense. Yeah. Because when the next person come in behind you, or this person leaves this venue and opens up another venue, or happens to go manage another venue, that they think it's okay to slap you with these terrible bar percentages, like, bro, like, who gave you that bar percentage? Like, why would I come in for pennies if I bring 3,000 people here? Like, I'm still making pennies. Like, what are you talking about right now? Like, no, I mean, it's the same thing as a, you know, and I don't want to keep it all about DJing. Even if you got, you know, you're being managed as an artist or whatever, man, know your proper percentages that your manager should get, or whoever you're working with should get. Like, the normal, the high, the low, you know what I'm saying, depending on what they're doing. Like, you got to know, you got to be, in this industry, whether you're a DJ or artist, you gotta know, you gotta have some business sense about you.
Don't be afraid of the word no. Sometimes it just ain't right, and you just gotta walk away from
absolutely, please walk away.
The word no.
So yeah, like you use it. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I think the more confident you become, the more likely you are to tell somebody, nah, it ain't for me. Like, good luck with finding somebody, but I just can't do it for that.
Yeah.
Like, if you're confident, you'll be able to say that pretty easily.
Confident and if you have like the knowledge, because I feel like they throw out those numbers and sometimes they just don't know. And they, like I said, they've done it before and people rock with it like, all right, cool. Because me, I'm the type, all right, cool. You throw that percentage at me, that I'm gonna start to break it down. Especially, like I said, from the DJ aspect, if I'm doing a deal with a venue where we're going like basically like a partnership, like I'm coming as the DJ, you're the promoter, or like I said, I mean, a lot of these promoters are the club owners, depending on what type. If you have like a lounge type of thing, you know what I'm saying, it kind of like double as both. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna come in like, all right, cool, how much a venue hold? Y'all hold this much. Okay, cool. What's your drink price is? What's this capital? Whatever. Okay, cool. Like, so if you make this much technically, and let's say if we bring this many people in at this percentage, you can do all of this on your phone. It's not very hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, do all this on your phone. Like, all right, cool. If we bring in this many people, you make this amount of money, this percentage. I mean, and it's obviously you're always going to, as the person who is facilitating the event, you're always going to get the bigger slice of the pie. But don't take the crumbs, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, get you an actual slice of the pie. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
something that's worth your while.
Exactly. So, like, but it's better to do these numbers with these people sometimes. Like, bro, like, this is what we talking about. Like, and it's like I said, they're always going to get the bigger chunk. So if we talking about the club make $10,000, I get $1,000. Like, bro, you profited $9,000, my nigga. Like, make it worth my while, but you're getting the bigger chunk regardless. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we talking about right now? And those percentages, and I did that percentage breakdown. What's that? Like a 10% split?
That's 10%.
Exactly.
I mean,
and that's like standard. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you at least need to be trying to get 15 to 20. Like,
exactly.
The fares is 80-20. Like, I don't mind the venue making 80 and I'm making 20 off of 1,000. You know what I'm saying? Or 10,000. You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
That's cool. That's fair.
Yeah, and like I said, I mean, to me, like I said, if we working something out, like, I mean, that's a great night. If you make 9,000, I make 1,000. That's, like I said, that's a 10% split. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm only getting 10%. Like I said, that's on the low end. You want to go 15 and up. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, but this is just stuff that you should know if you're doing that type of business. You know what I'm saying? You got to have some business mind about what you're doing.
Not a 1% split.
Yeah. People think that sound good. No, you know what they do? Nah, you know what they do? You know how to get you? Right. I'm going to pay you like $200 and I'm going to give you like 1% of the bar. Like, nah, bro. That still don't add up. It sounds good. You almost got me.
you almost got me.
The 200 up front. You know what I'm saying? Like that was a nice one. But yeah, I mean, you know, we're gonna close this thing out. But definitely all around, know your equipment. I think we're all team controller for convenience reasons. Know your business. Y'all got any last words of advice for the people listening?
Just be about your money, man.
Says the money man.
We right.
Exactly. But he right though. You know
absolutely. Hey, Hugh, y'all need to get at Hugh Holler. He'll talk all types of business. He ain't got shit to do with DJing either. He talking about real estate.
You gotta do his ass.
We talking about stocks and bonds.
My thing is, I don't be wanting to bore motherfuckers with this shit because as soon as you start talking some real shit, people start rolling their eyes. They can't see it. Like, look, y'all see that shit on Atlanta when he bought the pit bull? It's like, yeah, they gonna have puppies. Yeah, you gotta wait on the puppies. You gotta wait on the puppies, man. You know, that's what it comes down to. You gotta wait on the puppies.
I need money right now, B.
Yeah, I mean, that's some people's real life situation.
No, I need it in my hand.
I need it
right
today.
Now. I'm not worried about next week. We'll get to next week when next week comes. Okay, bills is due today.
Just holler at your boy, man. Shit, that's all I'm saying.
Man, really appreciate y'all rocking with the For the Record podcast. Keep sharing it. You know what I'm saying? Keep supporting it. Thanks to everybody that's been rocking with it so much so far right now.
Tell them where to follow us, man.
Man, hit it.
View us, should I say?
Well,
hear us.
Both, yes. Primarily hear us. iTunes. You know what I'm gonna do too? Okay, so firstly, if you have an iPhone or any type of Apple device, make sure you follow us on iTunes. I'm sure your device has a podcast app on it, so you can go to your podcast app, subscribe, just search Rockstar DJs or For the Record, FOUR, The Record. If you're on Android, shout out to my Android folks.
Hey, we love everybody here, man.
Right. Don't be a fucking Apple sheep.
Get a real phone.
Yes. Fucking Apple fanboy.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
Anyway, if you own Android where you got free reign to make choices and you ain't constricted to fucking Apple's bullshit.
In so many words.
Google Play Music. But also, if you are next to a computer, just go to our website, rockstardjs.com, because I'm pretty sure by the time you hear this or watch this, there will be a link to both. So you could just go there and subscribe either way you want to. If you got the TuneIn app, you could listen to us on TuneIn. Nope. If you would rather watch us, then hit us up on YouTube. Man, it's all the same, every platform, iTunes, Google Play, YouTube, TuneIn, Rockstar DJs, For the Record.
Hey. Till the next time, is it a Rockstar DJ?
Rockstar DJ, you holler.
Rockstar DJ K Player.
The Rockstar DJ D Money.
For the Record.
We out of here.
For the record.